Hi Remy, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me. I know you said you don't have a lot of time today, so I wanted to check in with you and, really have this quick session just kind of to be to see where we're at with our goals and
Mhm.
how everything's going in your life. How does that sound to you?
I'm good.
Okay, awesome. Now, before we get started, I kind of want to check where your head's at, or is there anything weighing heavy on you today, or something keeping you from maybe not being fully present in our session, and anything you need to get off your chest right away?
I think the only thing that's like really pressing right now is I was assigned one of my final projects, so just until I get that through, I think it's going to be on the top of my mind for the next week. So,
Yeah, it's getting about that time, so good luck with that, and yeah, hopefully it's not too stressful, and maybe hopefully prepared well for it.
more
So,
tedious than anything.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
More tedious than anything, time consuming.
Right. So when we left off last, you were working towards finding a little bit more balance in school and work, and kind of love to just start off by hearing over the past week or two how you've been doing things to kind of achieve that goal of finding balance in your life.
I've been making sure sometimes I'm good about it, sometimes I'm not, but I've been kind of forcing myself to be better at when I have downtime at work and I am able to work on my homework or my projects or whatever I have going on, taking advantage of that time because then when I do get home, I can relax for a little bit without maybe the guilt of, okay, you haven't put any effort into it today, but no, I've already put in a good hour and a half, 2 hours. I can take a breather and go back working out on it a little bit later.
It's awesome to hear. Has there been any other steps, or is that the one major one that you're feeling?
Um, that's been the big one. And then also just being good about if I am going to work on it, get it done earlier in the day so I'm not up as late.
So the procrastination of it, trying to get ahead of it. Nice. Like that. That's important. Have you noticed any significant shifts in your day-to-day life, even small ones, that have helped you feel that you've achieved this goal or maybe working to achieve this goal?
Yeah, I definitely feel a little less stressed out because I know that I'm making steps towards finishing it. While it may not be done yet or whatever, I'm on my, my own timeline, my own goal of how long I want it to take me to finish or when I want to get certain, meters finished by. So that's been nice.
Right.
Even my cat in the background just decided to eat now.
So I noticed you did say stress, and that's something that I kind of want to explore a little bit more, especially when talking about, all this stuff that you have to do when it comes to school and work, and, that main goal of finding balance or even just a little extra time for yourself throughout the day. So could we maybe explore, what stress looks like to you, as we come into this coaching session this week?
Yeah, I think for me, my stress is more so I'm just constantly thinking about everything that I have to do in every area. So whether it's, I have this final project, I'm taking 5 classes this summer or this semester, and one of the final projects is a 4-parter. So, and every part is going to take several hours. So knowing that and knowing that's not my only class is definitely stressful. And then knowing I do also just have to keep up with my daily work. I'm coming up on another annual review soon, so it's not the time to, seem like I'm falling behind or seem like I'm not giving the initiative or anything like that. So just kind of juggling those two and having them on my mind constantly is kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like you're still doing a lot and a lot is going on all at once. So again, I applaud you for taking all these challenges on and being able to overcome them. This is a big task.
Thank you.
Mhm. Now, when you think about the changes that you've made that you mentioned to me a little earlier, how has that made you feel? And has that helped you deal with that stress that you've been feeling?
It definitely helps because the type of project that I have, it's one of those ones where you can't look at it for too long at once, or then you'll start confusing yourself and second guessing yourself. So you definitely have to, take breaks and look at it with fresh eyes, so to speak. So by doing a little bit at work, I can come back to it at work. And, I've had that breather looking at my work tasks, which is completely different, which gives me the fresh eyes idea. Or when I get home, if I'm tired, I don't feel bad if I take a nap before going back to working on it because I've already put in, a good hour and a half of my day for it. And then again, just the fresh eyes definitely helps there. So I feel like I won't have to double back and spend unnecessary time on it.
That's awesome to hear. Now, I like exploring the flip side of it. Where do you feel like you're still hitting some walls, if any, or resistance when trying to achieve, your overall goal?
I think it's just that natural part of the semester. It's the spring semester, and I'm just ready to be done. So just, trying to fight through the procrastination and the everything to just get it done. I think that's the biggest hurdle right now is just that being so close to being done, but knowing I still have a bit of work to put in first.
Do you have any short, goals when you think about, all these classes ending or your semester ending and your finals coming up? Do you have any small stretched goals that come to mind right away?
Right away with my main project that I have working on, it's like two parts, but each part has two parts as well. I would like to be done with the first set, the first half by the end of the week is kind of my goal for myself. So that
Mhm.
way I have another week to work on, or I have more than a week to work on the second part.
Those are pretty good goals. I like those.
Yeah, just breaking it down makes it easier to also get through, I feel like.
Definitely. Now, I am curious. Now we talked about your goals, with these coming finals. I'm curious, and after talking about stress, I'm curious about when you think about balance right now during your
Mhm.
finals week with your semester coming to an end and still a lot on your plate with work. What does the word balance really look like to you at the moment?
Honestly, right now it's just having balanced meals, you know, making sure that that part is still good in my life, but it's okay for like other areas to fall through. Right for me right now, I can handle having, laundry on my couch, my bed not made in the morning because there's more pressing things I'd rather give more energy to right now. So I think that's kind of my give and take.
Okay. Now, when you think about that, what do you think is one small change or something truly small and manageable that you could experiment with this next week to move just a little bit closer to that version of balance?
I could definitely meal prep. I need to go to the grocery store, so maybe I can just find a time when I go to the grocery store, just also meal prep, just get it all knocked out together, maybe.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a really powerful step that you can take to help you accomplish that goal. Now, when you think about that goal, what would help you stay committed to trying that this week?
Um, I think just the same idea as forcing myself to do my homework at work when I've got the downtime. I just got to do it, just fight the procrastination, the tiredness behind it that makes me want to just stop and grab food somewhere else.
Yeah, definitely. And God forbid you do hit a rough patch,
Mhm.
um, or forget to prioritize balance, try and find that balance. I'd kind of love to know what you would say to yourself or tell yourself in that moment to stay motivated instead of discouraged and achieve that goal.
Um, I think just the idea that you're almost there. You
Mhm.
know, 2 more short weeks and you're good to go and you can relax.
Nice.
Nice.
Some reassurance is always great.
Mhm.
Is
But
there anyone, yeah, is there anyone that could help you with the reinsurance as well in your life?
yeah, definitely my boyfriend.
Okay, awesome. So I know you said we have a hard stop at 4 today. So
Mhm.
as we kind of close for today, I kind of just want to get one word or phrase that really captures what you're taking away from this session, even though it was short. What is
Mhm.
something that you can really work on this week so we can come back next week with, you know, some good news, maybe some bad news, anything in between.
Maybe just, what are the small things I can do? And then go from there.
Awesome. Well, I am so proud of your reflection. That's awesome. And honestly, what you brought today, I really appreciate your time. I know it wasn't a lot. And
Hmm.
remember that balance isn't about being perfect. It's about small shifts, and that's what we're working to right now.
Hmm. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, Remy. Well, I hope that you find a little bit more balance within our time. And yeah, we will talk in a couple days, hopefully.
Sounds good. See you then.
All right, thank you.